And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparation for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gate strong. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brett Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at Vancouver, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And I think for Cincinnati, they're sort of cemented in this spot right now. Playing decent basketball, but not quite well enough to make up any ground and get into that next tier.
Let's check out Vancouver's starting lineup. Maverick out there with Ward. Then it's the Prophet. Then it's Johnson. And it's Ross in at point guard. And for Cincinnati, Newman is out there with Q. Then it's AI. Then it's Rush. And it's Wooten. Let's check out Vancouver's starting lineup. Maverick out there. In at the 3 spot.
Here we go.
Well, Greg, we know tonight marks the end of the year, the calendar year, but we're still in the thick of this NBA season.
No doubt, Kevin. And for teams that aren't doing as well, this is a good opportunity to reset. Leave all your troubles in last year and usher in the new one with a new mindset.
And drawing first blood, you know coach likes that momentum out of the gate.
Well, for us, it'll be interesting. Can they keep that kind of pace up all game long?
Here's Rush. Newman, the pass to Rush. 6 to shoot. Here's Q. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And now, running up the court, Rush pushing it all the way.
Vancouver foul. Batista. First personal foul, first team foul.
2 shots.
Them looking
Foul.
towards the three-point
Elbow.
line. And
2.
I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Cincinnati shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
Shooting 2.
Cincinnati shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. First free throw is good. Malone's checked in for Vancouver. First free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Now Ross from past the arc. The shot by the Prophet, no good. Here's Rush. Pass to Q. AI outside. Here's Wooten. Ross grabs the board.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, though, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. So it's Cincinnati now, after Vancouver picking up a basket just moments ago. Here's Q. Banked in off the glass. Q's got 5 points so far.
Oh, nice, strong drive there. If that's who's going to be guarding him, then he's got some weight to throw around.
There's the pick. Pass to Ross. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Here's Wooten. AI outside. Here's Q. 9-point game his last outing. And a wide open look for AI. The three-pointer no good.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's Ross. It's tipped. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Here's the Prophet. A miss that time would have put him up. Last outing for Vancouver, it was a loss to Seattle.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, they couldn't do it in that one. Always a step slow in closing out the shooters and maybe even recognition of who was on the floor. Just not enough energy, and that's a tough way to win on the road.
Here's Malone after the basket by Cincinnati. They get the rebound. Ward got a hand on it. The Prophet passes to Johnson. Malone sets the pick for Ross. Sinks the three-pointer. Ross has got his second bucket.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Here's Rush. He's guarded by Ross. Here's Q. Vancouver pulls it in. And this matchup with Cincinnati, it's their first meeting of the season.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
Sort of representative of how they each finished the season. One a playoff team, the other on the outside looking in. I think things may play out the same way this year, too.
Vancouver shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And Cincinnati making a change here. And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. For Cincinnati, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Now Rush. Last time 14 points for him. Shot clock at 6. A putback. The rebound by Johnson. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Vancouver. Ward misses.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Snatched up. Here's Wooten. Hits the close-range jumper. Wooten's got 6.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Ross passes to the Prophet. Back to Ross. Pass to the Prophet. And again, it's Vancouver missing.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Holloway, the pass to Q. To the middle. Here's Newman. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Cincinnati?
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they are, they get the ball.
Vancouver trails by 4. Pass to Malone.
2 minutes remaining.
Malone sets the pick for DJ. They get a hand on it. And out of bounds as Vancouver gains possession. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
And Cincinnati making a change here. Laws checked in. There's 1:54 left to play in the first quarter. Johnson outside. Back to Edwards. And a miss there on the triple. Cincinnati leading by 4. Inside. Here's Thomas. And he could not get them one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. For Cincinnati, they've yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
In the season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second. There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter of the game. Edwards against Thomas. Edwards kicks to Johnson. And they're pushing it up. And out of bounds as Vancouver gains possession. Women's check in for Cincinnati. And Vancouver also making a switch. Ward's checked in. Vancouver trails by 5. .110 left in the first quarter. DJ kicks to Edwards. Malone dishes to Davis. Edwards passes to Davis. 5 to shoot. Here's DJ. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
Cincinnati leading by 3. Here's Holloway. Nothing on the board. Pass to Thomas. Edwards with the block.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Now here's Edwards. Outside, Davis. Edwards kicks to Davis. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Here's Woods. Pass to Thomas. Cincinnati again missing. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Cincinnati leads by just 3. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And from what we've seen from Cincinnati, guys, what are you seeing?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Cincinnati leading by 3. And Vancouver, looking at who they've got. DJ out there with Malone. Then there's Davis. Then there's Edwards. And it's Ward in at the 5, down low. Here's Holloway. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Law. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. And so Edwards will bring it up for Vancouver. They'll take on the Thunder at Paycom Center after this one. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for us. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
DJ from deep three. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Here's Holloway. The basket good off the assist from Long. And Cincinnati leads by 2.
Hard to leave any player that wide open from that distance.
It'll be Vancouver with their first time out of the game here. Checked in for Newman. And Vancouver also making a switch. Mavericks checked in for Ward. Davis, the pass to DJ. Here's Batista. And again, it's Vancouver missing. For Cincinnati, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And AI throws it down.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Now here's Davis. He has yet to score. It's DJ atop the key. Shot clock at 5. It's blocked. Here's Holloway. AI left side. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Cincinnati shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. First one falls for him. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Vancouver trails by 5. DJ kicks to Davis. Outside Edwards. Davis, the pass to Malone. No good on the 3. For Cincinnati, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Thomas inside. He's guarded by Davis. Here's Holloway. Tries the spin move. And yes, it's good.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
So for Cincinnati, Newman's checked in for G, and it's Big Smooth in for Harrison. Ward, he's checked in for Vancouver. Ross comes in for Malone. And that one misses.
And guys, you have to be able to knock down your free throws. Struggling with that this quarter. Good way to let your opponent back in the game.
Law dishes to Thomas. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And now let's bring up the numbers and show you the point guards with the highest assist rate over the past month. You take a look at Ross. 3rd in assists and a great leader. And, of course, cool hands. 2 behind him. He really does a great job leading his team. Such an unselfish player.
And obviously assists are the name of the game at the point guard position. And that's not lost on these guys. It's all about making their teammates better.
Those are some of the best basketball minds in the NBA. The way they think the game out there is remarkable. Always several steps ahead of the defense, finding the right angles, the right openings, and making one unbelievable play after another.
We got this. We got this.
And both free throws good for Thomas. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for Vancouver. They trail by 9 points. They set the pick to stop the drought. And again, it's Vancouver missing.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Over to the wing. Here's Holloway. 5 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. On the high post. Count that one. 7 points in the game.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Now a timeout called by Vancouver.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
Malone's checked in for Edwards. And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
And you look at Johnson, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
Now, here's Malone. Still without a basket.
And in getting that three to go, he snaps an 11-0 run by Cincinnati.
Pass to Wooten. Here's Holloway. He's guarded by Ross. And it's Wooten missing. Vancouver trails by 8. Ross in the corner. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul called.
Q, he's checked in for Cincinnati. Rush comes in for Red Hot. Vancouver also changing it up. The Prophet comes in for Malone. And it's Johnson in for DJ. Here's Holloway. He's got 7. Here's Q. Rebounded by Ward. Ward's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to the Prophet. Johnson in the corner. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Here's Wooten. 6 points for him, and they pick up 2. Wooten's got 8.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Vancouver trails by 8. Pass to Ross.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
To the right side. Here's the Prophet. From outside, off the mark. And here's Cincinnati. They're on a 13-5 run. Here's Wooten, covered by Johnson. And the basket by Wooten.
And they are earning points with the jump shot now.
Johnson outside. We've got 1:28 left now here in the second. Here's Ross. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. First trip to the line for him here.
Shooting for Vancouver. Ross taking 2 shots.
first one drops. And Cincinnati making a change here. Harrison's checked in. Mavericks checked in for Vancouver. And both free throws good for Ross. Cincinnati leading by 8. Now Rush. AI outside. Has to Rush. Some nice passing here by Cincinnati. Clock at 6. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
For Cincinnati, they've shot 70% from the free throw line tonight. 7 for 10.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Vancouver making a switch here. Davis is checked in. No good on the second free throw. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for Vancouver. 9-point game. Pass to Batista. Here's the Prophet. Ross with it. 7 points in the game. And again, it's Vancouver missing. Harrison kicks to Rush. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The shot that time not on target. Vancouver trails by 9. Here's Ross. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Ross has got his 3rd basket of the night. For Cincinnati, they've gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Here's Q. And he comes up with the deuce. Q's got 7.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And so it's Cincinnati in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Welcome, everybody. The story tonight.
As a team, you love a night like this when the game feels simple. Pass, shoot, score, repeat. Pass, shoot, score, repeat. Pass, shoot, score, repeat. And pass, shoot, score, repeat.
Nothing else to add to that, guys.
And the next topic to touch on, a look at which players might be appearing in the upcoming dunk contest.
You know me, I'm a stickler for rating these competitions. If I seen your dunk before, bad score.
Wow, you're a tough judge for a guy who never participated in the event.
I always wanted to watch it.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Kind of like what we've seen from Big Smooth and what he's done in this game so far.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Cincinnati leading by 9. We've got Q, Harrison out there with Rush. Then it's Newman, and it's Wooten in at the 3, the small forward. Bangs home the trifecta. Wooten's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Cincinnati. And for Vancouver, they've got the Prophet, Big Smooth out there with Johnson. And there's Maverick, and it's Davis at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's the Prophet. Lets it go. That one's not going to go.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Pass to Harrison. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Ward, he's checked in for Davis.
Harrison, shooting 1.
Free throw, no good for AI. Vancouver trails by 14. Johnson in the corner. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
That kind of power move has become a trademark of his.
Newman the pass to Q. To the paint. Here's Wooten. He's got 13. He misses his third shot of the game. He has made 6 of his 9. Here's Ross, and that one is good. Ross has got 11 points. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Q passes to Wooten. AI up top. Here's Q. He has 7 from deep. Rebounded by Ward. Vancouver trails by 10. Here's Johnson. Rush grabs the miss. For Cincinnati, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Q. AI outside. Here's Wooten. Cincinnati again missing.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Here's the Prophet. Pass to Ward. 5 on the clock. Here's Batista. And the lead is down inside single digits. 6 points for him. Cincinnati leading by 7. And first time out of the game called for Cincinnati.
And doesn't like how things are going right now.
The timeout before the timeout here, maybe just to cut off the momentum and have a chit-chat with the team to settle down.
We've got a moment now to go to our rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. Well, you look at Maverick, you know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
And his confidence is going to keep growing if he continues shooting like he has over the past month.
Here's Q. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Number 27.
Here is Ross. 11 points in the game. Now a timeout called by Vancouver. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. There's the steal. Now Cincinnati moving it up. Here's Newman. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Second personal foul.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
For Cincinnati, they've made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts. Free throw good, AI. And both free throws good for AI. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Vancouver. Down by 12. Pass to Ross. Here's the screen. Off target with his 3. For Cincinnati, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. AI outside. 4 on the clock. Cincinnati needs to get off a shot. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 7 points for AI.
They're kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Johnson, the pass to the prop. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Here's Wooten. 13 points in the game. Newman, the pass to Rush. Over Ross. Rush's shot is off. Vancouver trails by 12. Driving to the basket. Down low, here's Johnson. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Here's Q. He's got 10. Has to Rush. There's a good screen. High arcing shot. It's stolen by Johnson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. Both teams deciding to change it up. Free throw no good for Johnson. Cincinnati leading by 8. Thomas inside. Johnson on him. Johnson with the block. Malone looking around. And here is Johnson. He's got 10. 6 on the shot clock. Here's DJ. Here's Ward. Got 3 off the mark. For Cincinnati, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Thomas kicks to G. Outside Thomas. There's the pick. 3-pointer. Good on the 3-point shot. Thomas got 6.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And it's DJ missing. Cincinnati leading by 11. Here's Q. He's got 10 for 3. Thomas with another miss. Malone, the pass to Davis. Fades and shoots. It's hauled in by Newman. Newman's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Holloway. And the layup falls. He's got 9.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Here's Ward. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. Free throw drops for Malone. And both free throws good for Malone.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Red Hotties checked in for Cincinnati. Harrison comes in for Newman. Vancouver also changing it up. Mavericks checked in for Ward. And it's Edwards in for Johnson. Now here's DJ. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Gotta hold firm or you're gonna get a call.
And the replay demonstrating once again how aggressive that defense was.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Cincinnati leading by 11. There's 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Holloway outside for Thomas. The 3 drains the 3-pointer. Thomas got a pair of 3s now here in the third for Cincinnati.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Now DJ. 6 to shoot. Pass to Edwards. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cincinnati ahead, up by 12. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Vancouver trails by 12. They've got Harrison. G is out there with Red Hot. Then it's Thomas. And it's Holloway at the point. Pass to Batista. It's rebounded by Cincinnati. Thomas got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Holloway. There's the 3. And it's Malone with the rebound. And here's Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. He tries for 3. And it's DJ missing. And it's Harrison with the ball for Cincinnati. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Cincinnati. On Saturday, then on Thursday.
And for that game against Tampa, it's the 8th time they'll take the floor in this fledgling season. They'll be prepared for a tough one there.
He's off on the first.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
He hits the second from the line. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Vancouver trails by 13. DJ with it for the 3. No good on the shot. Here's Holloway. Harrison in the corner. Some nice passing here by Cincinnati. Here's Holloway. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Harrison. A 3 ball. It's hauled in by Edwards. For Vancouver, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. Here's DJ. Here's Batista. Count that bucket. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. Pass to Woods. Here's Holloway. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
And he makes the first. Big Smooth, he's checked in for Cincinnati. And Vancouver also making a switch. Ross is checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Here is Ross. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
No good on that one. Cincinnati leading by 13. Here's Holloway. It's blocked. Now here's Malone. He's tightly guarded. Davis finds Edwards. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Well, Cincinnati shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Here's Wooten. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. And Cincinnati leads by 13. For Vancouver, they've gone just 33% from the field in the 4th quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And they call an illegal screen here.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
So for Cincinnati, Newman's checked in for Thomas. Q comes in for Red Hot. And Rush is subbed in for G. Vancouver also changing it up. Ward, he's checked in for Davis. The Prophet comes in for Edwards. And it's Johnson in for DJ. Here's Q. Vancouver pulls it in. The Prophet's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Beyond the arc. It's good from long range.
And not where he earns his money, that three-point shot. But he's a good shooter from that range if he's got space.
Pass to Wooten. Malone with the block. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. The Prophet passes to Ross. Here's the Prophet. The tray. Rush grabs the miss.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way that maybe he can help them out trying to win this game.
And it's in there.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
And here is Ross. Pass to Ward. Johnson in the corner. Shoots a 3. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Timeout, timeout.
Cincinnati calls timeout.
And coach is looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments. Pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
Cincinnati making a change here. Harrison's checked in. And Vancouver also making a switch. Mavericks checked in for Malone. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I heard what Cincinnati's head coach was telling his team. And he was real calm during the timeout. He was smiling when he told the team, we're up. Game plan is working. Go out there and have fun. It's always fun when you're up late. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. Now, here's Ayon. Here's Rush. Yep, that one goes. And Cincinnati leads by 11. Here is Ross. Pass to the Prophet. Back to Ross. Here's Batista. No good from outside. Here's Q. The Prophet grabs the board. The Prophet's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Ross with it. Launches it. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the 4th period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Cincinnati.
I'm in love with how they're moving the basketball all game long, and also their ability to move without the ball. That style just makes it so difficult to defend.
And I feel like there's been an old school aspect to what they've done tonight, and that is pounding the ball inside, getting it down low, getting those looks in close. That's been effective.
And he sinks the second. Vancouver trails by 9.
Two minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Rush grabs the miss. For Cincinnati, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the 3rd. 3 goal down the stretch. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Excellent play. Just adding fuel to the fire and really trying to put this one out of reach.
This is what great players try to do. They're not allowing the opposition to gain any kind of hope to try and get back in the game.
Now, here's Johnson. Batista passes to Johnson. Comes up empty, and he's now 5 for 8. Cincinnati leading by 11. Pass to Q. Now Rush. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
He pulls off the Houdini to take that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Now a timeout call by Vancouver. Here's Ross, and it's good for 2. Ross has got 5 points in the quarter. Here's Rush. 1:15 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Wooten. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Cincinnati.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Q.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
Now here's Ross. Pass to Ward. Rush with the steal. Here's Q. Now AI. Here's Wooten. Rebounded by Ward. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Batista. Here's the Prophet. It's rebounded by Cincinnati. So we see Cincinnati get the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Q.